Timburr Com Day in Pokemon Go is this weekend. We are getting Brutal Swing on Conkeldurr, and we are going to have bonuses that are going to be fantastic to help excel our game. So I'm going to give you the top tips and strategies to make your day the best it possibly can in Pokemon Go. So welcome to the Trainer Club. Here we go. Timburr Com Day, Sunday, from 2 until 5 p.m. local time. Block off your calendars because this one is going to be fantastic. Not only have we had Timburr rarely ever spawn in Pokemon Go in the game, most of the time it's been raid locked and egg locked. Now is going to be the time to capitalize on XL candy and more. So let's do this. The event bonuses of the day are going to include 3-hour incense, every incense except the adventure incense. We have 3-hour lore modules, every single lore module. We're going to get 3 times catch Stardust, so it does look like we potentially will be doing away with the quarter egg hatch distance, which I'm perfectly fine for Com Day because if it's not something like Badoo or other things like that, it doesn't really fit Com Day bonuses too well. There's going to be increased spawns, increased shiny chances of catching Timburr. We are going to be getting 50% reduction on Stardust for trades. You're going to get an extra special trade for the day for a grand total of 2, and you're going to get 2 times catch candy and 2 times the likelihood of getting XL candy. So those are all the bonuses, and then the moveset onto the Conkeldurr with the evolution is going to be Brutal Swing. Yes, so it is getting a dark move. So we have had the Machamp get a dark move, and now we're getting the Conkeldurr with a dark move. So once the moveset is populated into the game, we are going to analyze if this Pokemon is good in PvP and if it is good as a meta attacker. So that is going to be coming out on Saturday, late day. So make sure to stay tuned to my top attacker playlist and have the notifications turned on the channel. So with all that said, let's get into my top tips. Tip number 1. Tip 1 of Com Day is always optimizing your bag space and everything like that, including your items and what you're going to need. So for the day, we are going to need a bunch of Pokeballs. So we prefer to have Great and Ultra Balls, and those are going to be the quantity of at least, for me, 750. I do have a pretty big bag, and if you have a small bag, you're going to have to kind of teeter around and really just delete a lot of potions, maybe allocate your rare candy to places and get your bag optimized and ready to go. So the Ultra Balls, best, Great Balls, better, Pokeballs, least efficient because they don't catch them the fastest. So there's a higher chance that when you encounter one in the wild that is a higher CP, it's going to have a better chance of popping out, and we don't want that to happen. As far as pineapple berries go, I don't really use them because we're already getting 2 times catch candy. Obviously with the pineapple you can get 4 times catch candy, but at the same time, how much candy do you need? I'd prefer that you guys are focused on Stardust and getting those Pokemon caught, which equals more shinies, potentials for Shundos, and everything like that, and that's where we're at. For the entire day, we are going to need a grand total of 6 star pieces, so make sure you guys are prepped and ready to go, and we will talk about how to activate those as well. And since you are on star pieces, I always suggest you guys going with 12-kilometer eggs. Incubating those on star pieces is going to give you in and around 70 to 100. 100 is pushing it about 90,000 Stardust, so adding that onto that is a very efficient way. And we will talk about the stacked Pokemon in your bag and why you're going to need to be able to catch that. And then let's talk about clearing out your bag as well. Well, me, I have a lot of space, so I'm looking to go into there with at least 700 spaces. I do plan to keep all these Timburrs and trade them all away as well to optimize the XL candy over 100 kilometers. I always do this on rare Pokemon such as Dino, such as Bagon, such as Gibble. Now Timburr is a rare Pokemon because it doesn't spawn naturally in the wild, and it's raid and egg locked, and since that is a budget but paid budget Pokemon similar to like Riolu, those Pokemon I save them all and I trade them all to optimize all the candy, the XL candy, and then potentially getting lucky 100% IVs, and that's all that I'm after, is just getting the candy and getting those high IV lucky Pokemon to power them up for half the Stardust, because most of these semi-pseudo legendary Pokemon are pretty effective, and Conkeldurr is one of those effective ones. But we'll see where it does sit out with Brutal Swing. It already does get Dynamic Punch, so it is a very powerful Pokemon. And then also 1 lucky egg. If you are efficient, you can strategize having all of your friendship bonuses hit at all the exact same time, or if you're in different time zones, let's say you're in California, which is the last time zone, you can tell multiple people like, hey, just go ahead and open my gift, and I will make sure that as soon as I open my game, I go in the items and I put on a lucky egg so that all that stacked XP that has already been opened, I can get into the game, I can put that lucky egg on. And lucky eggs work like this, different than star pieces, because if you open your game and the distance gets pushed and the eggs get hatched and they're waiting and then you're in the star piece menu, if the distance has already been pushed, the Stardust is already realized, even if you put that star piece down before you see the animations happen. But after they actually had the game data pushed, you will not realize that Stardust. But XP factors differently, so it's always good to have this, schedule it, get into your game, put a lucky egg on if that's how it's going to roll, or if you have a time scheduled, go ahead and use that. So 1 lucky egg should be all you need to capitalize on XP. Don't overlook that because we're getting a 50% increase. So for best friends on a lucky egg, you're getting 300,000 XP. For ultra friends, you are getting 150,000 XP. So use your lucky eggs, and that's going to take us into tip number 2. Tip number 2 is leading up to the event. So from midnight on Saturday all the way until 2 p.m., do not complete any field research in the area that you will be playing, because that will then X out those stops from being able to turn into the Timburr field research task. And I want you guys to get 100% IVs and even shundos from that field research, or good IV shinies. So don't do that. Also, 30 minutes before the event starts, please do not catch any Pokemon. All of those caught Pokemon that would have been on the map will turn into Timburrs, which can be shiny Timburrs, so you don't want to do that as well. And number 3, I would also say if you're going for 12 kilometer eggs, starting to walk those early is going to be effective. So maybe on Saturday morning you start to walk and get them to about, I would say if you're using super incubators, about 6 kilometers, maybe 5.5 would be good. And then if you have to schedule the best friend bonuses, you're going to have to do 2 things. You're going to have to then close the game and not open it until Sunday, until it's time. Or if you have it scheduled and you don't have to worry about that, you can even walk on Sunday and get those eggs ready. And then get into a downtown area that serves you the best. I suggest always being in a downtown area. You have multiple options. One is a downtown area that just has a nice loop that you walk over and over again. That's going to limit your stops and field research. But if you can get into a downtown area that has that, or has a very large radius of people playing, you guys can have a kind of loop throughout the city and keep completing field research. Being in a very dense area such as downtown Naperville, downtown Chicago, you have the areas like Bryant Park in downtown New York, but you can keep walking around the city and completing field research. I always love to do that. So those are going to be the best ways to play. And then we're going to get into tip 3 and get into the event start. Tip 3 starting is going to be the event is starting right now. So we're going to need to do IVs. We're going to need to immediately open our game, put on a lucky egg, hit all our best friend, ultra friends, and great friends. Number 2, get into the game and put on your star piece. If you cannot catch Pokemon for the entire day, if you're on a 7-day streak until this starts, you're going to get a 3 times catch Stardust multiplier when you catch your first Pokemon. Get into the game, put on all your 6 star pieces, go into the menu, click 1 star piece, 2 star piece, 3 star piece. Do it over and over again because we don't have the availability to do multiples. Open all your best friend bonuses as soon as the game starts and get on with yourself. And we also need to talk about the Mega Level 3 because Timburr is going to be a fighting type Pokemon, meaning that we are going to be able to use Mega Lopunny or Mega Medicham, or we also have Blaziken. But you need to have it Mega Level 3 to be the most effective. If you have a Mega Level 2, go ahead and use it. I wouldn't say to just skip over it altogether, but you want to make sure that you have a Mega Level 3 if at all possible. I've been harping you guys on these Mega Level 3s. They're very important. I talked to Zoe about it in her last video, so make sure to optimize here. So the day is starting. The IVs that we need to know, field research will be 563 for Timburr. As far as catching this Pokemon in the wild, the cloudy weather will boost the fighting type all the way to level 35. So if it's every condition or any condition but cloudy weather, the 100% IV, the highest one you can catch in the wild is 1127. So if you see an 1127 outside of cloudy weather, that is a guaranteed 100% IV. However, if it does go into cloudy weather, 1221 will now be the 100% IV, and the 1127 will not be a guaranteed hundo. It could be other potential IV combinations, so you're gonna have to see it. You know it's 100% IV potential, click it, and then check it. And then let's talk about the PvP IVs. For the Great League, Conkeldurr is 31515. As of right now, without the Brutal Swing, it is completely irrelevant, so you don't need it, but I would still say to look out for it because we're gonna talk about on Saturday evening if it is going to be worth your time, energy, and resources with Brutal Swing on. And then in Ultra League at a 0, 15, 12 for the 100% IV, and then for the Master League, it will be all 15s. So that's what we're gonna optimize here, and we're gonna make sure we have everything ready to go. And then we're gonna get into catching in tip 4. Tip 4, all about catching, optimizing, and playing the game to the best. Okay, so here's what you're doing. You are focusing every single ounce of energy on either one of 2 things. So you have one, you play with the skip animation trick, meaning you're using the tray, you're holding the ball, you're throwing it, you're releasing the tray, clicking the screen, and running from that Pokemon. If you want to see the complete process, check the video out up here. Or number 2, you're not worried about hitting excellent throws, but excellent throws do get you more XP. So if you are in the game of XP and everything, I suggest that you do it this way. But if you don't care about XP at all and you're strictly looking to be the most efficient as you possibly can, using the skip animation trick in AR mode will catch you even more Pokemon faster because you don't have that latency of when you see the encounter of the Pokemon and then it comes to the front of the screen and then it sparkles. Literally on the AR mode, when you click into a Pokemon, it's immediate, everything happens and you can throw the ball immediately. So it does give you a leg up. It will help you catch more Pokemon. It's a little bit more woozy because, you know, as soon as you pull up phone up, if you're a little shaky or whatever your phone's doing, that's what you're seeing on the screen. But if you can master that on Comm Day, you will increase your shiny odds and your Stardust gain because Stardust isn't depending on hitting excellent throws, and you can optimize your regular candy, XL candy, and more. So if you can really master that, that is great. But on the XP boosted days, you don't want to do that because hitting excellent throws is tremendously challenging in the AR Plus mode. So that is going to be the optimized way to be able to do it. Catch as many as you possibly can, and then lead us into tip number 5. Tip 5, post-event. You have all the way till 10 p.m. to evolve to get the moveset. You're going to want to do some trading. I would suggest to try to get a lucky good IV Pokemon and then save a lot of your trades to go over 100 kilometers to get you extra candy and extra XL candy. Number 2. Number 3, Girder will be in 4-star raids all the way until 10 p.m. and if you do that raid, you'll have a 30-minute time frame in a 300-meter radius around that gym to be able to get Timburr spawns, and those Timburr spawns, while they do not have the 3x catch Stardust bonus, they still have the exact same shiny odds, so you can really increase your shiny odds. And Girder is going to be an all fighting type Pokemon. 1239 will be the level 20 100% IV for this Pokemon, or boosted into level 25, and Cloudy Weather will be 1549. The shiny cannot come out of this raids. I repeat, cannot come out of this raids. I would suggest doing at least one if you don't plan to do anything else, just to hit the unique raid medal. But the top counters for this Pokemon is going to be Mewtwo, Shadow, or regular with Psystrike. Those are the Pokemon to use against the Girder. I don't know if you'll be able to solo it, but you for sure will be able to duo this Pokemon. And then make sure to do your 2 special trades, and if you're looking to trade a shiny Pokemon with a lucky friend or at least a best friend to enter into a Pokedex entry or whatever that is for you, this is a great time to do it because it's going to go from 40,000 to 20,000 for that unique shiny entry into your game. So you could technically do 2 trades on that day for what a normal trade would cost in Pokemon Go. So good luck out there, everyone. Stay tuned on Saturday. Keep those notifications on because I will provide how good Timburr into Conkeldurr will be with its regular moveset and Brutal Swing in PvP and as a top attacker in the game and where it ranks. So thank you guys for being here as always, to all of my likers, commenters, subscribers, Patreon members. Everybody takes your support, subscription, and participation to the next level. I'm gonna see you guys out on the next video. Peace. I want to take this time to thank everybody who supports me in every facet. It means the world to me, and an extra special thank you to all my Patreons. I greatly appreciate the extra support to continue to allow me to pursue Pokemon Go full time, allowing me to create my daily video uploads in the most timely fashion for everyone's benefit. Plus, I get the amazing experience of sharing my creative processes behind the scenes and raiding all around the globe with select upper tiers. Thank you everybody for being a part of the Trainer Club. You all mean the absolute world to me, and I will see you guys out on the next video.